Hey NBA 2K fans, Richard here, your favorite NBA nerd, and today we're going to play through and simulate the greatest what if situation for this year's NBA offseason. Chris Paul going to the San Antonio Spurs. This is rumored by a lot of people, and I kind of wanted to see this happen just to make the league a little bit more interesting. See if maybe the Spurs actually would be able to take out the Warriors. This would be the ultimate response to the Warriors signing Kevin Durant. It's like, okay, you signed Kevin Durant. You know what? We're going to replace our weakest position with the best player at that position in the NBA. Plus, Chris Paul is a perfect fit, high steals guy, 3 and D, great assist, team player. I think he's going to fit right in with the Spurs. And hey, take a look at this. When you look at the preseason rankings on the right here, all these people have the Spurs sitting number 1. Spurs fans, we've got you guys as Hopper Power rankings. No emotion involved, strictly by the numbers. Spurs are by far above the rest of the league. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see if that's actually a true story. I made one change for this season. I traded Tony Parker for Chris Paul. And now the Spurs, they're a pretty good team. They have a few players in the 90s. If you look at them side by side, the Warriors are still a bit better. But let's just see how this goes. Let's automate this. I'm sure the Spurs will have another typical Spurs season of winning 50-plus games. They were going to do that probably without Chris Paul anyway. But if they could really maybe even challenge for the wins record, maybe go for 60, 65-plus wins and challenge the Warriors for home court advantage. The main thing I'm looking to see here is how many regular season wins do they get? Do they challenge the Warriors in the playoffs? And could they possibly win a ring with Chris Paul? And will Chris Paul lead them past the second round of the playoffs, something that he's never done in his career before? Doesn't look very good so far for the Spurs. Well, I can change. 19 and 10, 20 and 10. Okay. They have to go on one of their typical Spurs 10, 15 game win streaks, which they seem to do at least once or twice a year, as long as I can remember watching the NBA. We're getting to the All-Star game pretty soon. I'm going to take a quick look to see how we're doing compared to the rest of the NBA. I'm trying to see on the right side. I don't see anything about what we're doing. Just seems like we're doing pretty well. I like it. Heading into the All-Star game, let's see if we have Chris Paul can make the All-Star team with the San Antonio Spurs. That would be a nice fit. And we're on a great pace so far. I'm really curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Chris Paul joining the Spurs. If he's able to give up that $20 million, or was it $50 million to stay with the Clippers? And this is always a nice place to kind of take a break. Let's see. Western Conference All-Stars. We have Leonard. And we do not have another San Antonio Spur. Let's see how we're doing as a team. By the way, all the other teams pretty much stayed the same this offseason. All right, we got Leonard averaging 26. Paul doing about the same as last year, 18 and 9. I like it. And wow, he's one of the only Spurs ever to come to the Spurs and then play more minutes than he did with his old team. I didn't realize his minutes per game were so low with the Clippers. That's pretty impressive, actually. Shooting 50%, very efficient. Aldridge, struggling. I hope he figures it out. The Spurs need him. Mills coming off the bench. Where's Gasol? Gasol not doing much. Only 24 minutes a game. 9 and 7. At least it's fairly efficient. And who else do the Spurs have? Dedmon. He's coming up. He's a good young player. I didn't know too much about him, but he seems to be doing his thing. Alright, and the rest are just rookies and bench players. Now the most important are the win-losses. So, the Rockets, first place in the league. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And we're right there, right behind the Warriors. So, as long as we can keep pace with the Warriors, I think that's pretty good. What about the East? The East Cavs are doing their thing. So, looks like, again, top 4 teams in the league. It looks pretty similar. Except you have the Sixers and Bucks absolutely crushing it. So let's do a quick look at the power rankings. Alright, so it's about the same as this year. We had a good last month and actually lost ground. It's pretty crazy. So let's finish up the season. Excited to see where we end up. Maybe we could catch the Warriors. We're actually closer than I thought we'd be with them. Alright, 40 and 18. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Chris Paul really gives the Spurs a whole other dynamic where it's another player where, first of all, he could go ISO, he could win games by himself, he could draw his own shot, and then also draw the shot for others. Nice 7-game win streak. Okay. Spurs, another 50-win season. Just like they're just beating the Spurs. Wow, 11 in a row. Peaking at the right time. Then they lost the Jazz by 2. That's okay. The Jazz are a good team. That's not a bad loss. What's that? A 50-point loss to the Rockets? It's going to be an interesting playoff matchup. And are the Spurs going to win 60 games? 59. Westbrook. Oh my God. What is this? 2K. Those stats are impossible, but give it to him. That's would be the best season in NBA history. Evans doing his thing. Drummond, 15 rebounds. 15-15 player. It's not bad. Kyle O'Quinn, most improved. Okay. Kerr. So we didn't quite catch the Warriors, but we were pretty close. Made them sweat a little bit. Did Paul make an All-NBA team? Okay. All-NBA third. The Spurs have 2 All-NBA players. Can anyone else say that? Warriors have only 1. Okay. Did I read that right? The Warriors have Durant. That means Curry, no one else was All-NBA. Russell was All-NBA. Wow. I'm sure Lakers fans would like to see that. All-defensive first team. All-rookie first team. A lot of Sixers. All right, so let's see how we do. What were the final records? Power rankings. Number 2. Okay. I thought we had 59 wins. It's only 79. Okay. Doesn't count the last week, I see. So let's actually look at conference record. Wow. That would be fun next year if there was a tight 3-team race for the top of the NBA. Thunder coming in 4th. Suns improving a lot. Wow. It's gotten a good draft pick. Then the East, you have the Cavs and then everyone else. Knicks making a big jump. That's nice. Hawks falling out. Celtics falling out. What happened to the Celtics? I guess they imploded with the first overall pick. Not enough minutes to go around. Again, looks like a very deep team. Reminds me of the old school Portland Trail Blazers, 7 or 8 deep, averaging 10 points a game. Let's see how we do. Spurs versus the Nuggets. That should be an easy win. Simulate current round. Okay. Jazz beating the Rockets. Wow, that's a bit of an upset. I'm kind of glad because I remember the Rockets beat us by 50 earlier. Now we don't have to go through that. This is a good matchup. Both teams have good big men. Let's see what happens. Do one game at a time. That's the best way to do it. Simulate with Simcast. Wow, high scoring first quarter. Must have been Chris Paul. Alright, easy win for us. Wow, 140 points. I'm just curious how Chris Paul did in a 140-point game. 9 assists. Okay, that's pretty good. Really, Patty Mills lit it up. And Gasol. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to win this series now. So I'm just going to simulate 3. Are we going to sweep the Jazz? Did not sweep them. Alright, so it's going to be a rematch. The conference finals, it looks like. Oh, OKC Thunder beating the Warriors with Russell Westbrook gets his revenge. Check that out. Westbrook stats. Wow, 33. You have a triple-double every single game? He did. Oh, wow. What? He must have had a triple-double every game in the regular season. This is incredible. By the way, injuries are turned off. I think progressive fatigue is turned off as well. Wow, Westbrook single-handedly winning that series. Alright, let's do one game at a time. A little bit more dramatic. There we go. 3-2. 3-3. Kind of want to play a game just to see. Okay. So we made it to the finals. How did Paul do? 12, 8. Game 1, Paul 11, 5, and 7. 13, 5, and 9. 25, 5, and 7. 10, 4, and 11. Not many 10 assist games by Paul. Oh, game 5, huge. That's a difference maker. Tony Parker wouldn't be doing that. 7 steals, blowout, huge, critical game 5 also. Game 6, he struggled a bit. Game 7, he came back. Fairly decent game. And how did Westbrook do with triple doubles? Yep, he probably had a triple double in every game again. Sorry, game 1, Westbrook. Triple double. Triple double. Wow, 5 of 20 and still had a triple double, 7 turnovers. Game 4, triple double. Game 5, triple double. I'm seeing a trend here, everyone. And game 7, triple double. Incredible. So let's see how we do. Lost. Spurs gonna win the championship. So let's just say that the Spurs did win a championship with Chris Paul. I'm just gonna play a game just to kind of see, give us an idea of what it's like to have Chris Paul actually on the San Antonio Spurs. Team chemistry 96. That's great. Which jersey should I wear? Let's go with the old. Well, they're the home team, so let's go with the home whites. Okay. I'm not going to play the whole game. I'm just going to play a few minutes just so you have an idea of what Chris Paul actually looks like on the Spurs and just give you a little preview of what could be a very interesting trade or free agency signing this year. Chris Paul, maybe you'll even watch this. Maybe this will help base your decision on what you do next year. Do you want to give up $50, $70 million to play with a winning organization and win that championship? So, yes, you finally got out of the first round. Will you win the championship? That is the question. And I'm just going to assume that if they kept simming, they would have. They're up 3-2. But let's just watch some actual gameplay for a few minutes. Spurs would be very excited to host the finals, winning on their home floor. Do they actually do this in San Antonio? I've never been to a Spurs game. I imagine it's pretty lit. Oh, they kind of have to win this game because game 7 would be in Cleveland. That was in Popovich. Brent Barry's announcing? That's rare. Wish he would announce the NBA Finals. It would be a little bit more interesting. Whoops. I don't think that would ever happen. Especially in the finals. Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving. That would be a fun matchup. I've never seen Paul and Irving go one-on-one against each other. Wonder what that would look like. Oops. Oh, man. Too bad the Spurs couldn't have made the finals. I think that would have been a great matchup for them against the Spurs. Or against the Cavs. The Cavs wouldn't have had the size. No team really has the size to defend the Spurs. Oh, 6-minute quarters. Damn. Alright, let's just watch this for 1 or 2 minutes, see how it goes. Defense. Defense. We'll get into it, guys. It's game 6 of the NBA Finals. Oh. I just don't use the Clippers, but damn, Chris Paul's got handles. Go Spurs, go. Not your typical shot. How good is Paul at steals? Because if he like had over 2 steals a game, he's got to be rated 90 plus. You just don't use the Spurs at all. Let's see what kind of offense they like to run. Double screen. That's the Spurs offense. Motion, passing, wide open, mid-range jumpers. That's how you do it. And Chris Paul just goes into that just as a floor general. By the way, I hope everyone likes this. I'm not going to play the whole game, but it's just something cool to keep in mind. Chris Paul on the Spurs looks good, looks sexy, gets me excited. Aldridge is on fire already for some reason. I don't know why. But since he is, let's get him in the post. Let's do work. Bounce pass. Oh yeah. And that was very embarrassing. Not exactly what I had in mind. Paul with a foul. Now with Chris Paul, the Spurs don't have any weaknesses. They have maybe 2 of the best wing defenders. Plus Danny Green's a great defender too. And great big men down low. I wouldn't know how to begin to beat them unless you step on one of their best players' feet. Zaza. There we go. You know Leonard owns LeBron. Be surprised that they'd have Leonard actually guard Irving to kind of slow down their offense. It kind of reminds me of how Bruce Bowen used to guard Steve Nash in those epic playoff matchups. I wouldn't be surprised if this happens, if the Spurs get Paul. It's just a very Spurs move to do. They always do something to get better and better. No one really expected them to get Aldridge. They did. No one expected them for Aldridge and Leonard to become as good as he became, and he did. Quiets the crowd. Shh. Shh. Alright, who's going to post up? You can't double because everyone else can shoot a 3. If Aldridge comes back next year with a good retro type season, if he gets in good shape, watch out Warriors, watch out NBA. ISO with Paul. Alright, so I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep playing this game. I'll post the final results afterwards. But I'm excited to see what happens. Paul going to the Spurs seems like a great fit, great for basketball. And if you agree, like and comment below, and I'm excited for our next video journey together. Just have to do one more free throw. Alright, thank you. Thanks for watching.